Hi, today I am going to talk to you about, this is going to be something new, and every month I have decided that I'm going to talk about the TVs and movies I watched during the month of February. Now, I didn't really include this because I wasn't going to include it, basically in my other list, which I write down how many books I read, and that's according to Goodreads. So what I will do is I'm using another notebook, and starting February I will be pretty much recording what movies I saw in the theater, watched on demand, watched on YouTube, and what seasons also I completed, like seasons, shows I watched too. So I will be including all the shows and stuff and stuff. So let me just tell you what movies I saw. I'm going to start with movies, and I'm going to start with the movies that I am doing challenges. I am doing the 50 movie challenges, and these are movies and I do own some of them, and I don't own other ones. This is 50 fairy tale-like movies. I saw 2 of them this month. The first one being The Brothers Grimm, and The Brothers Grimm is about basically the Grimm's brother, and they go out on an adventure, and they kind of, experience the different fairy tales coming to life. We see the gingerbread man coming to life. We see Hansel and Gretel coming to life. We see what was that? Sleeping Beauty and Snow White coming to life. And it's all kind of mixed together, so it's kind of like Into the Woods in that sense, where they mix all the characters together. They might mix 2 characters in one person, like in Sleeping Beauty. That's for Sleeping Beauty. And then there's this mirror, and that's for like Snow White, because she's like evil, and she kind of looks in the snow. It's kind of like that's mixing the characters. So I really like that effect, and I really love the artwork and the costumes also, because it does take place in the time, back in the time and stuff, and I really enjoyed that one. The second movie I watched on that list was A Tale of Two Cities. This is one of my all-time favorite Korean films, and I suggest you check it out. You can look it up on YouTube. It's on YouTube, and I watched it on demand, free on demand, and I really love that movie. That movie's about 2 sisters, and they arrive at their new home, and stuff happens. There's a woman who kind of abuses one of the sisters, and there's more stuff that meets the eye. It's definitely a really mind-boggling experience when you watch this movie. It's just so great. And this one was based on a Korean tale, a famous Korean tale, which is called, I'm just trying to think of what it's called, like Blood. I don't really remember what it's called, but the tale is essentially about 2 girls, and the stepmother kills the girls, abuses the girls, and doesn't treat the girls well, and kills the girls without their father's knowledge. Then they die, and of course the father remarries, and they adopt new girls or something so that they can relive their life or something. It's kind of a weird story, but it's really good, and I highly suggest you check it out. The next movie I watched is another of my goals, and that's to watch most or all of my Ghibli films this year. I have watched one, and that is Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind. And Nausicaa is basically about this girl who, she's a princess and she lives in the Valley of the Wind, and the Valley of the Wind is like a town people, and Nausicaa is basically loves insects, and there's these insects called Oma who are trying to like basically destroy, but not meaning to destroy it because they have poison, and poison has taken over the cities and towns and stuff. It's a super great movie. I love it. It was made in 1984, and I definitely love Studio Ghibli films because they feel real and very realistic and very like, although these bugs could never be real, but it seems real. Like the situation, coming of age, the friendliness, everything is just so fantastic. Okay, now we're going to get into theater movies, and I saw two this month. I saw Catching Fire, which I rewatched that. That one is, although I had never read the books, and that's shame on me, right? And I plan on reading the books. And when I see the Mockingjay movies, I'm going to read the books because, you know, kind of always happens that way. Apparently, it always happens that way. But anyway, besides the point, so I watched Mockingjay, and obviously it's about Katniss and her further adventures into the Hunger Game world, and it's just really good. There's a cliffhanger. I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who haven't watched it. It's really good. Second movie I watched is The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smog, another cliffhanger movie, but I definitely have read The Hobbit, so I know all about the story. I love The Hobbit. I love that story, and I love the characters and it being reenacted with live, and I love Peter Jackson. The movies are just so excellent, especially Desolation of Smog. I loved how they did the dragon in CGI, and I loved that Legolas came back and all this different kind of character development and stuff. The next movie is I watched is a borrowed movie from my boyfriend or fiance, and this is I watched and he bought, and this is Peter Jackson's Sea of Monsters, and I do have the book. I haven't read it yet, shame on me, but this one's a pretty good movie. It's about, obviously it's the second book in the series, but it kind of doesn't go along with the series or something. Well, it does go along with the series, but it doesn't, like, you don't have to watch the first movie to watch this movie. This is basically about epic journey and how they, basically they stop one character and they have to fight different creatures and stuff, and get this fleece of snow, or the golden fleece. So they have to get the golden fleece. This one's really good, really excellently done. I love the fleece and the monster at the end. I really love the CGI for the sea, and how the sea is kind of a dangerous place and all that stuff. I just love this movie. It's awesome. Okay, and then there are other movies that I did watch. I also watched Frozen in theaters too. I forgot to mention that. And that one's basically about the Snow Queen, although it doesn't really have the original Snow Queen is kind of mixed. So we have two main characters in that one, Elsa and Anna, and they're sisters, and Elsa is the Snow Queen, basically. She has magical powers. We don't really know where she gets this magical powers, but then Elsa comes along, and she basically is her sister, or not Elsa, Anna comes along, and Anna is her younger sister, and they play, and Elsa accidentally hurts Anna, and so she kind of distanced herself from the world, everybody, including her sister, and it's a really touching story, and I really love it. The next thing I'm going to talk about is some shows I watched. I watched 2 seasons today, and the first one is The Vampire Diaries, but this is definitely based on a book. I did not read the book before watching the series, but I love this series. I didn't think I would like this. In fact, I thought that it would be stupid, kind of a teenage movie or show. It's about teenagers and basically their life and love life, and it's basically about a girl who meets a vampire who's Stefan and Damien, and her experiences with the supernatural and stuff. There's also witches in here. There's werewolves, I believe. I'm suspicious. And the ending is like, like, seriously, we have the character of, what was her name? I forgot her name right now. We have the character that looks like Elena, and basically that girl is back. Elizabeth, I believe her name is, but I'm not sure. Okay, and the next show I've been watching and I'm almost done with, so I'm just going to say it's going to be done because by the time I post this, it's going to be done. This is Gilmore Girls, and I love Gilmore Girls. I have a pet peeve for it. I definitely think it is a pet peeve, and it's a very, very touching. I love it. I've seen most of the episodes on this one, in fact, so I will be getting the second season pretty soon because I love Gilmore Girls. So yeah, awesome. And that is all I wanted to tell you about the movies and shows I watched in January. So have a really great day. Bye!